son Alan's story with him being missing doesn't have an ending. We're heading to Sticks nightclub where my son Alan was last seen.
A writer obsessed with a real-life mystery vanishes in the exact same way as the man he was investigating. Was it fate, a sinister secret, or something more? The chilling truth remains unsolved. Case number 1, Alan Bryant. On the night of November 2, 2013, a 23-year-old man was excited as he got ready for a night out. He asked his mother if he looked okay, unaware it would be the last time she would see him. At 8:30 p.m., he left home with friends, heading to Leslie Golf Club for an engagement party. By midnight, the party started slowing down, but he and his friends weren't ready to call it a night. They took a taxi to Sticks nightclub, just a mile from his home. The group danced and drank, enjoying the night. At 2:00 a.m., the club closed and everyone was asked to leave. A staff member recalled seeing him last, describing him as intoxicated but able to walk. He left the nightclub, heading towards home. But he never arrived. The next morning, his parents noticed his empty bed. Panic set in as they called his friends, hoping he had stayed somewhere for the night. No one had seen him. Calls to his phone went unanswered. By November 4, his family reported him missing to the police. Authorities retraced his last steps and found CCTV footage of him leaving the nightclub at 2:00 a.m., stumbling without a coat. But something critical happened. The club had a Halloween party that night, and many people were in costumes, making identification difficult. Worse, important CCTV footage was erased before police requested it. His family took matters into their own hands, distributing 50,000 missing person flyers. Police searched rivers, ponds, and forests, fearing he may have fallen into the water. But there was no trace. For 10 years, the case remained cold. Then, in December 2023, a witness came forward with shocking information. They heard a woman screaming hysterically between 3:00 a.m. and 8:00 a.m. near Barton Place, Murfield Drive, and Forest Drive, just 20 minutes from the nightclub and his home. Despite this new lead, his case remains unsolved. His parents now believe he is no longer alive, but continue fighting for answers. Case number 2, Kelly Day Wilson. It was a cold night in January 1992 when a young girl disappeared without a trace. She was in her final year of high school and worked at a video store to earn extra money. Life was looking bright as she planned for her future. But on January 5, 1992, everything changed. That evening, she arrived at work as usual. Her boss, the store owner, was also there. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. After closing at 8:30 p.m., she left to make the store's cash deposit at a nearby bank. Security cameras showed her car pulling up to the ATM, but it was unclear if she was inside. That was the last time anyone saw her. Her parents grew worried when she didn't return home. By January 6, panic set in. Calls to friends, family, and even her boss led to no answers. Then, her stepfather made a chilling discovery. Her 1985 Dodge Charger was sitting abandoned outside the video store. One of its tires had been slashed. Inside, her purse and belongings remained untouched. Only her car keys were missing. Police launched an investigation, questioning those closest to her. The store owner was the last person to see her, but was quickly ruled out. Then, suspicion turned to a classmate who admitted to slashing her tires. But he insisted it was just a cruel joke, and there was no evidence linking him to her disappearance. Next, detectives focused on her boyfriend. The two had been arguing, and shortly after she went missing, he sold his car. When police recovered it, they found blonde hair inside. But with no solid proof, he remained free. Then came an even more shocking twist. An officer leading the case was accused of being involved. He and 7 others were indicted, with claims that she had been kidnapped and held captive. However, after a lengthy legal battle, all charges were dropped. Years passed with no answers. Her family never stopped searching. They believe someone in town knows the truth. But to this day, her fate remains unknown. If you have any information, contact 903-843-5545. Case number 3, Michael Allen Tapley. In 2008, a man living on 40 acres of land in Snowflake, Arizona, disappeared without a trace. He was a kind and hardworking person, known for his love of nature and his loyal dog, Lady. His life seemed peaceful until he met a woman who would change everything. They married in 2004 to 2005, but their relationship had struggles. Financial problems and arguments led to restraining orders being filed against her. Despite this, they continued living together. Then, in February 2008, everything took a dark turn. On February 15, he was last seen leaving work. He told his coworkers he planned to spend the weekend in the wilderness to prepare for an upcoming hunt. But when he failed to return, concern grew. By February 18, he was officially reported missing. Strangely, his wife was missing too. The police launched an investigation, but there was no sign of them. Weeks passed, and then, on March 1, she suddenly returned alone. 10 days later, on March 10, she walked into the police station and gave a statement. According to her, they had traveled to Missouri to visit her family. She claimed he later asked her to drop him off at a casino in Kansas City. But this story didn't make sense. He was never known to gamble, and his family strongly denied he would have done that. Another strange detail emerged. She said he gave her the keys to his truck, even though the insurance policy strictly forbade her from driving it. Investigators later found the truck at a repair shop in Kansas, packed so full of items that there was barely room for one person. Even more suspicious, the truck was later impounded in Missouri, where police discovered that the ownership had been transferred. The signature on the papers read Mike, but he always signed as Michael on legal documents. After this, she stopped cooperating with investigators. There were rumors that he had been planning to divorce her, but no solid proof ever surfaced. Since mid-2008, there has been no movement in his case. His family continues to seek answers. Case number 4, Marcy Smith. On December 6, 2007, a 69-year-old woman left her home in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, to do Christmas shopping. She loved the holiday season and enjoyed picking gifts for her family. Her husband stayed behind, expecting her to return later that evening, but she never came back. As night fell, her husband grew worried. She was diabetic and needed insulin regularly. At 6:00 p.m., he called the Murfreesboro Police Department. The search began immediately. The next day, police found her champagne-colored Lincoln Navigator abandoned in a Walmart parking lot, about 5 miles from her home. The keys were in the ignition, but only the passenger door was unlocked. Surveillance footage showed a man exiting the car and removing a bright green bicycle before riding away. He was never identified. Her phone was another clue. Investigators tracked its last signal to Barfield Crescent Road, about 3 miles from her home and 9 miles from where the car was found. But she was nowhere to be found. As police searched for answers, her husband's behavior raised suspicion. Just weeks after she vanished, he bought a coffin and a headstone. Then, months later, another woman filed a restraining order against him, claiming he harassed her. He even faked a letter about his wife's location. In 2009, he was charged with fabricating evidence and lying to police. Despite these twists, the truth remained hidden. In April 2023, he passed away, taking secrets with him. Her family still waits for answers, hoping someone will come forward with the truth. Case number 5, Keith Reinhardt. In 1988, a man moved to Silver Plume, Colorado, seeking a peaceful life. He rented a shop on Main Street, unaware of its dark past. Just 9 months earlier, the previous owner, Tom Young, had vanished, only to be found dead later. Fascinated by the mystery, he decided to write a fictional story based on Tom's disappearance. But as he wrote, reality and fiction blurred. He became obsessed, tracing Tom's last steps, determined to uncover the truth. On August 7, 1988, he closed his shop early and told friends he was hiking up Pendleton Mountain. The trek was tough, nearly 6 hours, but he left with no hiking gear, just wearing a flannel shirt, jeans, and shoes. That afternoon, he visited a friend, saying he was going to make it to the top. It was the last time anyone saw him. When he didn't return, a search team was launched, covering the rugged terrain, but no trace was ever found. Investigators searched his computer and discovered his final words. Guy Gypsum closed the door, then walked off towards the shadowless Colorado forest. Some believe he staged his disappearance. Others think he uncovered something dangerous. His case remains a mystery, much like Tom Young's before him. A mystery that still haunts Silver Plume. Was it an obsession gone too far or something darker? What do you think happened? Let us know, and don't miss our next video. The strangest crime scene ever discovered. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss this.